All right, man. So I seen a video. And then Fred from Barbershop Conversation talked about Coach Malachi interview with Terence Crawford, right? And I didn't even know Fred still was alive in this YouTube shit, right? And basically, well, y'all don't know, he basically got mad at Crawford because Crawford, him and Shigo, they got mad because Crawford didn't want to get him an interview. That's what it all would stand for. You know, Shigo went to Nebraska. He refused to do media. He refused to interview with Fred, and that's what it's about. So what he did was he did this video, which was a backhanded compliment to Coach Malachi. That's all it was. It was, oh man, I fuck with the video, but interview, and I hadn't watched the entire interview, but he would critique him. But that's really not my main point. I just want to kind of set the setting, right? That's really not my main point. So it came out in the Club Shay Shay. I wasn't going to talk about this, but it came out in the Club Shay Shay that he had a 7th child with another woman, right? Now, old girl he with, and I'm going to explain why this is going to make sense to the first part. She already had kids before him, right? Now, I can go in depth more on that situation and how that linked to the Hank Lundy fight, which I'm not going to go into. Maybe some people know, maybe a lot of people in Philly know, whatever, right? It's the reason why Hank Lundy got the ass whooping that he got, because I actually was there when all that shit came out. But nonetheless, like, what be killing me is the hypocrisy. Right? For Fred, right? For a lot of people don't know, Fred is married. He talking about respecting vows and shit, man. He the last nigga who should be talking about that. I just leave it at that. He the last person that should be talking about that. But he knows, me, him, Coach, and a lot of men know, when you got that paper, it's a different ball game. When you got status, it's a different ball game. So guys to be like, well, he had women out, he values his family, but he had women outside his family. You gonna fuck these hoes. That's just what it is when you got money. A lot of them dudes who got money like that, they gonna hit chicks. You know what I'm saying? And what truly makes you an elite as a man is when you find the discipline to just focus on your family and one family. But he ain't at that point yet. Everybody's a different point. A lot of dudes who don't have options, it's easy to be monogamous. It's easy to believe that monogamy is the way, but the polygamy, the Bible speaks about polygamy a lot of the time. A lot of the great men in the Bible had multiple women. This is what they don't tell you. And marriage is spiritual. It is holy. God does blesses you when you do get married. And I get all of that. And all of us can be hypocrites. Somewhere in our souls and in our life is hypocrisy. And there's no exceptions to be said. One thing we can talk about from a certain situation as a small business owner, we can talk about, doing things the right way and this, that, and the third, but, and not selling out our business, but somebody come and write you $1 billion check for your business, the white man or somebody come write you $1 billion check, most people going to take it. Most people going to take it no matter what you said about, oh, this, keeping my business black. Somebody write you a check big enough, most people going to go. That is what it is. It's easy to speak from a place like if you a guy and you can't get a woman, it's easy to speak about just one woman and be monogamous. It's easy to speak on, how you should treat particular women when you've never been in a relationship to see how they manipulate and how it goes and why people get to the point they get to where it doesn't work. So, they brought it up, that he had a 7th child, but y'all know how it worked. Y'all know exactly how it worked. Like that, having that discipline is totally different. And a lot of men are built for polygamy. Everybody not built for marriage. A lot of people is built for polygamy. A lot of men in general are built for polygamy. They never tame that beast in them, and everybody's not meant for marriage. Everybody's not meant for polygamy. or polygamy, excuse me. Everybody's not meant to be in relationships. It is what it is. But my thing is, for us men to sit here and act like we women, I understand women having a conversation. You see the women on X, I forget the chick name. She used to be at the local dummy box community. I think that's her. And they was talking about, oh, he's supposed to be such this family guy and this, that, and the third. That doesn't mean that I'm still not a great family man. And you don't know the agreements that these people have. But just because I step out, it doesn't mean that I'm still not a great father. It still doesn't mean I don't take care of my household. So if I don't cheat, but don't take care of my household, I'm still considered a great father, a great man. Everybody has their flaws. And unfortunately, on the flip side of it, when you pay the cost to be the boss, I can do what I want to do, but you can't because I haven't married you. But you can't do what you want to do because you're still taking my money. And if I find out you doing some wild ass shit, I'm gonna cut you off. I'm gonna flip, whatever. You know how it go. But it doesn't mean you're not a great man. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean, you're not a great man, or a great family man. But all this stems on the attack to assassinate Crawford's character because he didn't give him an interview. And Crawford didn't want to interview me personally. I could have a gripe with the man. I would choose not to. Like, I let it go. I'm like, okay, I was wrong, whatever, boom. I can separate my personal feelings for the guy, which is no hard feelings at this point, and ain't been none for long. Even when whatever, it was never none. And then even when Town didn't get an interview, he didn't really, feel no type of way about it. Ellie made it a big deal, but he didn't feel a type of way about it. I didn't feel a type of way. I talked to him. He was like, I ain't really tripping. Okay, Nick, I ain't tripping. You know what I'm saying? But that's where it really stemmed from was Spence's availability and his non-availability. But to sit here and attack him for something that you don't preach, which is monogamy and being faithful, is wild to me. You don't preach that, godly or not godly. You shouldn't be casting stones on things that you don't live either. Me personally, I understand it. When you have options as a man, most men, especially who haven't really matured in life like that, or really starting to get some notoriety, most dudes they're going to clap cheeks. That's just what it is. That's just the harsh reality of it. That's why you see a lot of these guys 30, 35, they finally get some money, 40, and then they start creating all these problems. They start having all these women and all that. But most people, most men don't believe it's the other side of this argument where it's dudes clapping cheeks who don't have no money. So it's a dude that got a roster better than a dude that's got a house, a crib, a 401k, a bunch of money. It's a dude with a roster with women who would do anything for him. He ain't got a pot to piss in. You know what I'm saying? And you know what's the difference? Just a side note between that guy and those guys. The difference is just the will, the ability to get out there and put yourself out there. That's all it is. His effort. But then he goes in and he talks about coach, not being objective and the local dummy box community. I'm not a part of them. And then he goes in and says that they were favoring Spence, but you got to be objective in these interviews. Man, I ain't got to do shit that you say I should do. You know what I'm saying? They be killing me. Well, you should be more. All the years that y'all was giving slanting interviews, y'all was pressing people. And yeah, Coach do give Bill a hard time, and both Coach do ask Bill the tough questions. But as much bullshit as you talk to Bill on all these channels, he's still gonna come back. What he don't know about Crawford is if I keep it real, we come back. And we already seen if you say something about Crawford, he getting in his feelings as a rap. That's why I choose not to interview motherfuckers. Because I'm gonna speak the way I speak, and people take my humor. This is why I don't really have a lot of people. People take my humor the wrong way. It's just humor. You know what I'm saying? They take the humor the wrong way. So for really at this point, for me to be cool with somebody for real, they gotta understand my humor. And for most people, they don't understand the humor. A nigga get 3 calls or he don't like that you said that, I ain't going through it. I ain't going through it. If I did true journalism and interview people, I would ask them anything you don't want to talk about beforehand, anything you want to talk about, anything you want to plug, we can plug it in there. That's how the proper etiquette. But me personally, no. I understand where Fred is coming from. You want raw shit, you want to ask the tough questions. But in this space, these niggas is some fucking sensitive ass people. That's what you find out. They are very sensitive in this space. Look at Floyd and Roy Jones. This is a very sensitive space. This not as much as masculinity that boxing is supposed to give off. These niggas are sensitive. So why even interview people? Oh, you know why you asked? Oh, why you do say this or do that? You could just be joking. The niggas take shit. I ain't got time for it though. These niggas, man, the way I speak, I like to speak the way I speak. I don't like to step on eggshells. I don't want to speak the way I speak, and then people call me, oh, you did. I ain't got time for that, though. Y'all ain't like some bitches. I ain't got time for that, bro. I just don't. So I get what he's saying, but that's not the field that you in. But it is your journalistic integrity to do so, but it's also your journalistic integrity to feed your family and also make money off this and also keep people coming back. But me personally, that's why I don't do it, dog. These niggas is fake, bro. The vast majority of people in this world is fake, dog. That's why I keep to myself. You know, you be trying to build with people and people take shit the wrong way. Niggas be jealous. I ain't got time for that. But we already know, you gon' most dudes who really are sexually driven, it's nothing you can do. It's nothing that you could do. A lot of guys are sexually driven. It is nothing wrong with that. A lot of guys, some men are not sexually driven. Me personally, no, I'm not sexually driven. I'm a little bit different. It comes times where, your libido and your testosterone, it peak and you get horny, but it's a guys that think like that all the time. Everything is about cheeks. It's a lot like when you turn 15 or 16, you really become a man, grow hair here and there, and start to get a rock hard Johnson and all that. Like it's motherfuckers like that who think about pussy 24/7 and they 35, 40, 50 years old. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, outside of that period in my life, I've never been sexually driven like that. Like I said, it comes time, you know what I'm saying? But for the most part, that's not really what drives me. What really drives me to have people around me is to have genuinely good people around me, whether that's companionship or we cool or with business people we building. And understand as far as you go in business, you're gonna have to work with people that's not like that, but it's just business. But the people how I run my life, like I really stay away from the jealous aspect. Even if that's family member, I stay away from a lot of people, dog, because a lot of people is just some hoe ass niggas, dog, and hoe ass bitches. That's what you gotta believe people for who they are. You know what I'm saying? And I think either Kevin Samuels or Corey Holcomb say, I think it was Corey Holcomb that said, when you put them glasses on and you see the world for what it is, you can't take them off. So the difference between me and a nigga like Corey Holcomb is Corey Holcomb see it, he call it out. And I know a lot of people like that. Me personally, I peep it and I maneuver. I don't have the need to call it out. Oh, I see what you doing. I'm just gonna maneuver and go the other way. It's not that I'm trying to be confrontational or non-confrontational. I just don't got time. What's the point of me calling you out unless it's some point? It's just the main point of me calling you on the whole shit. What's the point? You ain't gonna change. It's a waste of my time. So I see it and I maneuver. That's just how I maneuver. That's just how I move. So it's get to the point where it could be people that should be close to me. I'm like, oh, you hating? Like, all right, I just deal with you when I absolutely have to deal with you. You know what I'm saying? And I peep it. Like a lot of people be like, damn, you distance or hell yeah, because when you put them glasses on and you see people for who see, it's gonna break your heart. It's gonna break your heart when you really see who jealous and who really and you be like, damn, this nigga hating like, or you really feel like that? Like it's gonna change your world. But some people they still approach the world like they like when they're naive. I approach it because having snakes around you that hurt you, they'll fuck your whole life up. So there'll be a lot of people I deal with, and they did some hoe ass shit, and they be like, damn, this nigga, just stop fucking with me. Hell yeah, I peeped your game. One of my favorite lines about Benny Siegel. It's a simple line. He said, "I can go before your honor." He couldn't peep my game. I peep it. I peep it, dog. So I be seeing like that was a lot of backhanded compliments in that interview. But that speaks to volumes about who Fred is. You know what I'm saying? Like me personally, if Town was getting an interview with somebody that I really wanted, nigga, I wouldn't hate on, even if I felt the certain way, I wouldn't even make it vocal. I wouldn't hate. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm hating ass nigga, but some people just hate. Some motherfuckers just hating, dog. But it is what it is. But it's crazy how somebody can call a nigga out for how he moving and how he busting down chicks. And when nigga got slapped over a fucking oversized bitch. That's crazy to me. But thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit the link in the description. Hit the link tree. Join the Patreon. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, the whole 9 piece.